Hey, also, on this episode of Cruising with Cheryl and Eric, we're going to talk about smooth sailing, the art of cruising balance. So think about it. You get on a cruise, and if you're anything like me, which honestly there are probably very few people that are, in my mind, the minute I step foot on that ship, there's like a little countdown clock that starts in the back of my head, knowing that in 160 hours-ish, 180 hours-ish, I'm going to be turning around and getting off of that ship. And I know that in between those two, the start point and the stop point, I've got 83 things that I want to do. So this video is about balancing that adventure and those activities with a little bit of
alcohol.
No, probably a lot of alcohol, but a little bit of rest, a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of rejuvenation. Because, who wants to, well, actually, I kind of do. I was going to say, who wants to get off a cruise and need a vacation from your cruise because of how tired you are? But
everybody needs a vacation from a vacation.
You got to kind of balance those things. So first step in that process is to understand your travel style. Think about what kind of traveler are you? Are you that active adventurer who's literally up with the sun every day and is go nonstop, or are you somebody who you're on a cruise, it's a sea day, maybe I'll get out of bed by noon, shuffle down to the pool deck, take a nap, go have dinner, or are you somewhere in between? Honestly, most of us are probably somewhere in between.
It's that rabbit hole again.
But knowing that...
well, both of us are two different types of travelers.
Very much so, but we travel well together.
Well, that's because we're so different.
Correct.
Correct. Like, we both have our moments where we want to go, and then we both have our moments where we're like, no, let's not go, and then you want to go, I don't want to go. There's a common ground to that.
Correct.
So I know what kind of traveler I'm. Just an easygoing person overall.
Very true.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about mixing. Next up, we're going to talk about some tips for mixing excursions and downtime.
Okay.
How do you do it? How do you mix them in together? How do you...
I don't drink the night before a big excursion. Lesson learned.
Okay. In the future. In the past, we did. So you got to tell the story now.
No, we've told it a million times.
Okay, I'm going to tell it again.
Somebody got really shit-faced.
Oh, me?
We did.
And we ended up missing our excursion to
the Chichen ruins.
To Chichen Itza. Yeah, we were supposed to be
the Mayan ruins
at the port at 7:30 for the bus ride over, and we didn't wake up till like 9.
Yeah, so it just didn't happen. We have not since had that issue.
No, we have not.
But honestly, it's
all right. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you book every possible excursion in every possible port of call, or do you try and mix it up and maybe book a shorter excursion so that you have time to get back on the ship and relax relax in the solarium for a couple hours before the ship leaves to get a little bit of that downtime? Are you go, or are you go and chill? Go and relax.
The excursions that we usually do, we try to relax and have fun with it.
Well, yeah, we that's kind of how we do it. We don't usually book excursions that take up the entire port day.
No.
So if we're getting into port at 8 a.m., arguably we like to do our excursions and be back by 2. Knowing that the ship's going to leave between 4 and 6.
Well, there are times that we like to walk around the port.
Well, correct.
So it really just depends on the island. If we've been there like 5-6 times,
yes,
we stay on the ship. So it's really.
So that's something to think about when you're planning that cruise. You can talk to your favorite travel agents. Shameless little dig. When you're planning that, when you're looking at those excursions, So next, let's talk about.
Maximizing sea days. We just like to chill, really.
Well, there are a couple of ways you can do sea days.
In bed.
Yes, that's one way.
Well,
There's the middle and there's one extreme to the other. One extreme being, you sleep in until you feel like getting up, even if it's dinner time.
Ew.
The other extreme is, again, waking up at 5 a.m. so you can sit out on your balcony with a pot of coffee you got from room service and watch the sun come up, and then not see the inside of your cabin again until midnight that night.
But we tend to like to get up when we want to, not usually that late. And then we'll go to the pool deck, but we also look at what's happening.
The activities. Correct.
After or the day of, so we can have, like, if we want to do trivia or if we want to go to an art show, whatever, auction.
We tend to, sea days are usually pretty active days for us. Not go nonstop, but not.
We meander. We
usually
go
scope
where the
out.
ship takes us.
Well, we'll look at the schedule a day ahead of time, and we'll say, okay, we're going to do these 3 things, and in between, we'll spend some time at the pool. We'll of course hit the casino. We'll do whatever, but we're not.
No, we're not action junkies. No.
And if you're an activity junkie or adventure junkie,
there's nothing wrong.
With that.
We also like to talk to people.
Right. Well.
All right. I love to talk to people.
So there's nothing wrong with doing the sea day your way. Mm-mm. We're not trying to guilt you into
it's your vacation.
Right. Exactly.
So we're gonna stop beating you up about it and move on.
So what are we going to talk about next?
Choosing the right excursions.
Okay.
Different strokes for every folk.
Okay.
We tend to be on the same page when we're booking our excursions. Like, if it's an island that we want to do is known for their snorkeling, we'll go snorkeling. Right. Neither one of us are certified scuba divers, so we can't do that yet.
Right.
But a lot of times we like to tour the island.
Yes. Yep. And that's one of our favorite types of excursions for islands that we've never been to.
Because there's a chance that if we don't go on a cruise, we want to choose an island that we would love to go back to.
Right.
So, and you learn some pretty interesting stuff on these.
And you get tours. A good overall kind of feel for the island. Mm-hmm. What areas are beautiful and touristy, what areas are kind of quiet and not so many tourists, what areas to avoid, what things you would want to do if you come back.
Plus, we get a lot of tips from people that we've met on the cruises. So, I love XYZ.
Yeah. Right.
Well, we could go there and like it and not love it. So, it's... Which tends to happen.
Next, we're going to talk about the role of dining in the pace of your cruise. There are...
multiple options.
Many different ways to dine on a cruise. And I don't mean, hoity-toity, 5-star, steakhouse versus buffet. I'm talking more about the pace of the dining. Do you want, fast food, burgers and fries, get in, get out, get on to the next activity? Do you want a 5-course meal that takes place over 4 hours?
Oh, that's a long time.
Do you want something in between? If you've never been on a cruise, the main dining room, that dinner experience usually lasts roughly 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. Some people, that's way too long. Certain members of my family,
including myself, really.
No, certain members of my family can't last that long. That's way too long to eat dinner. Some people, it's not enough time, but you gotta, when you think about your cruise and when you plan it, knowing what your personal... likes and dislikes? No. What your personal pace of life is. Like, do you want to...
All right.
It's not about whether you like it or whether you dislike it. It's, okay, what's enjoyable? What's
well, if you've never been on a cruise,
for you?
Okay, so
Anyway, next up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who did this? Rabbit hole Ronnie here.
My name's not Ronnie.
It is now. Echoing Eric. Okay. Anyway. The benefits
I'm waiting for you to read.
Evening entertainment.
Remember, we're talking about pace. We're talking about, go versus no-go versus
I understand
in between.
that.
Okay. So how does the evening
at night, we tend to like to go, I think. Like,
see, that's interesting because I feel like we tend to
I think it really just depends on the day.
sit and chill.
You
know what I mean? Yeah, we go to, multiple events in the evening, but we don't go. We're more than happy to sit at the English pub
absolutely.
on, the Wonder of the Seas and listen to the guitar player for 2 hours.
Well, I understand that, but we also don't do that on every night.
No, that's true. That's true.
So it's like
correct.
One night we'll have 4 or 5 things going on, and then we'll go to the club just to see what's happening.
Right. And then we'll go to the casino.
Right.
And then we'll go to the comedy.
We bounce around.
Correct.
So it's really. Yes.
But we're not.
We're not climbing the rock wall, people.
Well, at night they don't let you. But so there's a plethora of activities in the evening, which if you've been on a cruise, it's now it's thinking about how does that fit into your overall I mean, do you want to dance the night away, not get back to your room till 4 a.m.? Cool.
He's done that.
Well, I didn't dance. I did get back to the room at 4 a.m., but...
You don't like pizza. Hey, Patty.
Restful mornings. Is a restful morning to you 5 a.m., balcony, coffee, sunrise? Or is a restful morning to you, not opening your eyes until noontime? Or somewhere in between?
Because I'm usually on the side facing the window and the drapes are open. It's usually sunrise coffee not in hand because I'm just like, whatever. It's a cruise. I like to relax. I had a stressful job. I need to unwind. I'm not judging myself for enjoying the leisurely pace on a cruise. So yes, that's my thoughts and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
Eddie, rabbit.
So leveraging the onboard amenities to maximize your relaxation. It's a mouthful, but what's that mean in reality? It's not something. It's things that we don't usually do.
Oh, like the spas.
Exactly. Meditation areas, spa services.
Well, they have everything. Basically, it's everything on a cruise ship. It's kind of crazy.
Well, not everything.
But you can get.
I've never been on a cruise that you can see a live tiger on, but there are lots.
Somebody has a therapy tiger, and we're finding it.
There are lots of amenities on board. Yes, a lot of them cost extra, but there are a lot of things that you can do and see and be with to help you relax.
The other thing too is that you can do is check out the apps. If you're, if you download the app, it's just you can pretty much plan your entire week.
Yeah.
And if you make a show, you make it. If you don't, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
It's not like you put 500 people on a wait list. The venues a lot of times are small, so you can't do certain things. But at the same time, do what you want.
So in conclusion,
you do you, boo.
Yeah. Spend some time before the cruise just researching. Your travel pace. You know how you like to travel. You and your significant other or family or all of the above. Make sure you make time to do things the way you like to do them. You spent
a couple thousand.
A significant amount of money to spend a week or 10 days or 12 days or 3 days on that cruise ship. Mm-hmm. Squeeze the living daylights out of it and get every bit of it you want.
No, I'm kidding.
If it's, sleeping till noon every day, do it.
That would be sleeping till noon.
If it's 5 a.m. out of your room every day running 5 miles on the running track,
God bless
just
you.
to start, go for it.
Anyway.
So now that we've blathered on for a while
wow.
about, finding that perfect cruise pace, I think we kind of killed it. We beat it to
We're
death.
gonna get arrested for this one. Jesus.
Now that you know all about that balancing of the rest and adventure, check out a video we did recently about how to save money on that cruise.